Afternoon all. Okay, let's have another 5-minute game. Right, Anand's match is coming up. World Championship match against Girlfriend, and she has played D4 here. Okay, should I play that solid system with G3 and Bishop G2 I wonder? And C3, that kind of Fischer system in the Blitz. Hersek Novi Blitz, 1970 Fischer versus Tau. I was just fascinated that Fischer played like this in a 5-minute game. I just wouldn't have thought, because I thought he was like a an E4 player, but if it's an interesting setup. But it was recommended to me once in an IM all play all that this is a really solid setup for White, and it is. He's sort of weakening his dark squares there a bit. Maybe I can get onto the dark squares. A4 and Bishop A3. I suppose he's going to go on this diagonal. So F4 would weaken, takes the knight G4. But is that the end of the story there? Okay, maybe knight D3. Let's just keep some pressure on these 2 points. So maybe I don't know, rook E1 or queen E1 even. Okay, for the moment. Okay, it's sharpening up the battle here. Just kind of keep a rock to that bishop on G7. So if E4, maybe knight F4. If G5, there's knight H5 maybe. Okay, also there's an escape square E2 if needed. So for the moment, it looks a little bit committal, this structure, if it can be undermined with C4, like a kind of reversed French defense, sort of pawn chain anyway. C4, with the bishop not being so bad on this diagonal, actually. Start to exert pressure here already. Okay. Does it matter about this taking like this? If I play CD, takes like that, and then try and use E3. That would be interesting to get a knight to E3. Sometimes that happens in the King's, but D4 will be weakened. He could just take. So actually, I think I want to take with C pawn. If it takes G pawn, G file. King H1, Rook G1, maybe F5 later. Okay, so what about... Okay, is he going to try and attack this queen on the diagonal, I suppose? Has he got the advantage here? It looks as though my structure is not hot. Is Bishop F1 going to be needed? Am I getting in big trouble? I am actually, aren't I? Queen H4, I've got to parry Queen H1, I can't with F3 because it takes a knight E3, so try and kick this back like this. Now maybe F3 takes F5, knight E5, F6. What happens there? After F6. Anything else? Otherwise, knight F5, knight H4. Get rid of this guy. Weaken B5, I think. Get my queen maybe to G2. Okay, knight H. Coming to H4, queen G3. That is king H2 for a sec. So I've got control of B5 a bit. I'll control F3 as well. So B5, G4, F3. I want to try and maybe invade with the rooks. Maybe rook C6. Okay, rook C1. Also there's rook D6 or bishop D6 to hand. So rook C1 or rook G1. Okay, I like this for a sec. Unless you can double attack on H3. Queen B5, Queen B5 looks dangerous for B6. I want B6, but he's going to come in with his. Okay. Let's hold the fort here for a sec. I want Queen A6 for rook C8. He's going to try and blast his way to my king, I guess. So can I play Queen A6? Try and play Queen C8. Trying to attack these queenside pawns, or D5 could be loose. If I get behind this structure and the change of queens, D5 is going to be a vulnerability here. So Queen A6 here. It's G5 coming out. I have to do something about G5, B5, Rook C8 or Queen C8. Okay. So it looks as though actually Rook C8 is threatening to win his queen. Okay, so Rook C6 here. Trying to win B6. Bit positional this game. G5 though is going to sharpen up the game. Or Bishop D4 takes Queen F3. That's dangerous. Bishop D4. How on earth would I counter that? Bishop D6. Then take to stop Queen F4. Bishop D4. Bishop D6. Where's the queen move? Queen D8. I just take E3. Not too much danger, I hope. Takes. My queen's on E2 still. Okay, so G5, Queen B6. Get the queen off the diagonal. So it's a bit like a reverse French defense strategy, just using the C file. Okay, Bishop D6. Okay, is he coming in for an attack still? If I just take, if ever he takes with Rook E3, I've got Rook C8. Knight F3, I take. Okay, I've got Bishop E5 here, Queen F5. Oh, now I lose the Rook. I've got Queen F4. Okay, Rook C8 is a move. Yeah, what does he move there? If he takes, I'll take his Rook. If he takes, then Bishop E5 after. Queen E4, Rook E8. He's on F2. Does it matter? Queen E2. So I think Rook C8. Putting a strain on his king, really, actually. With Rook C8. It's an inroad to the king, isn't it? The queen side. He's putting a bit of, you know, this knight and queen want coordination. They can't be given time to coordinate. Or knight F3 would put a pawn on F3, which is dangerous. Okay, he's going for it. Right, there's Rook E5 if needed. King G3 to defend. King, I think Rook E5. If F6, Queen B7. So I think Rook E5 for a moment looks plausible. Although Queen B4 looks dangerous. Queen E2? Maybe Queen E2 if Queen B4. So if F6, Queen B7. Okay, F5 could get a bit of valuable time here. If you have to waste the time. And I've got Queen E2. But is there anything else? I think F5. Anything better? Queen E2 might be playable. Check. Okay, I think I'll go as if it takes if on that. That's a bit dangerous. Okay, what do I do here? Allow the check. Does it matter? Alright, let's just allow the pawn sack. Get my queen back. 36 seconds. My queen's trying to defend here as well now. All back into defensive. If this was a full match, bring on the heavy defenders. Here's a heavy defender. The queen is being brought back. So goal difference increase. Good on the clock. I just need to hold in there till the end of the match. Material up, time up. Just want to avoid getting mated. Time to defend. Okay, so knight takes F3 takes. I can't see it. I can't see it. Why that would be a problem. Queen E3. I can't see the queen. Check. King. I'm going to take the pawn on F3. I've got to take that off, otherwise Queen H2 mate. So Queen E3. I can't see the danger, particularly. Designed. I'm back over 2300. 2308. Okay, bit of an exciting game there. So this very solid system, which is not really theoretical, playing it very simply, you get a reasonable amount of piece quality here. Now this kind of rock solid thing comes in against the fianchettoed bishop, and now this opening of the C file and the use of the B5 square. The tactic to chase the queen, is that actually effectual? It's part of a tactic just to chase the queen, weakening some light squares. And in fact, it's encouraging a light square bishop exchange later, which means inroads on the light squares are now invited, like b5 and a6. My king does seem to be under pressure a little bit for a moment, but here it starts to be difficult for black. This bishop d4, thankfully, bishop d6 exists. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.